YouTube? What up, YouTube? It's your boy Double Four. Today I ain't got my ski, gang. I ain't got my ski. All right, gang. Today we back with another video. You know what I'm saying? This is part 4 of the mini murders of Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been showing a lot of love. But last video I told y'all if y'all ain't get part 3, the 10 likes, I wasn't gonna do a part 4. But y'all got it to 5, so I guess I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But let's get this video right here to 10 likes, gang. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And appreciate the 100 subscribers, gang. Appreciate it. Now we're on the road to 200, gang. Make sure you hit that sub button. But I already spoke too much, man. Let's get straight into the video, gang.
I don't really need nobody. I don't really even need nobody. I'ma take off, but they ain't tryna see me grind. All them niggas tryna see me behind them. I just want to roll, said fuck all the time. It's just been me in the booth, nigga grind. Nigga be slack, all these fuck nigga grind. Telling the truth and they stay.
However, at this point in time, the article was only focusing on Chief Keef's connection to the set, and it wouldn't mention Lil Durk at all. Once again, just showing that difference in fame between these two at that point in time. Also in November, Durk would experience another major loss when his good friend Pluto, real name Patrick Walker, would lose his life under strange circumstances, reportedly getting shot by a friend from the TYMB set whilst out driving in his car. The incident allegedly being an accident, but one that would eventually sour the relationship between Lamron and TYMB, with Durk later rapping in his song titled Crossroads how Pluto would still be alive if he hadn't been out hanging with the wrong strangers. Behind the scenes though, things between Lil Durk and Chief Keef apparently weren't all good. And in 2014, things would go all the way left, when some of Chief Keef's old friends from O Block would also get involved in the beef, with several incidents taking place that year. First, in March, there would be a shooting at Chief Keef's manager's house, which allegedly was a robbery that his old friends were involved in. Then in June, Keef would take it to social media, accusing his old friend Boss Top from O Block of breaking into his house while he was in court fighting his own charges, and stealing numerous items, including designer clothes, jewelry, and even his daughter's clothing.
Yeah, they took KK shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember that one. I remember this game. They said they took KK shit, and that's what, you feel me? Let's get back to the video. But yeah, I remember this thing.
Earning Boss Top ridiculous nicknames like Broke Top and the Diaper Bandit amongst Chief Keef fans. At the time, controversial commentary would come from a young DJ Academics, who at this point was only just starting his YouTube journey with his War in Chirac series.
It's your boy DJ Academics, and now as the
and that boy DJ Academics came a long way. You know what I'm saying? I look at that type of shit as motivation. 2025, my year, no cap.
Chirac Civil War wages on, and let me get my in order. Let me see. We have a named Boss Top, who was Chief Keef's protege. He was supposed to be the protege savage to Baphomet. Now, I'm not sure why these two fools fell out, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was over maybe some Reggie, maybe some sneakers. And you know my favorite reason for to start beefing in Chirac, sneak this in. Or it might have been over apparently it might have been over some song titles or something to do with another named OD who died, who influenced the whole name of Block, aka O Block. Allegedly, Boss Top and his robbed Chief Keef and another GA member called Capo for their chains, including this notable Jesus piece that Capo owns. They stole KK, which KK is his daughter's little baby. They stole her baby clothes. Huh? They stole her baby clothes out of her.
Ain't no way y'all stealing the baby clothes, gang. They stole KK clothes, folks. You know what I'm saying? And then if I'm not mistaken, they was on Instagram bragging about that shit or something. You feel me? Some shit like that.
Room, they stole detergent? Whoa. They even stole deodorant. Once you're stealing deodorant, detergent, diapers, and baby clothes, there's something wrong with you. That's how that name Broke Top probably originated. But if you're out here stealing baby apparel, like you at the baby gap, it's over.
Now, Durk would seemingly let his stance be known a little while after this in the song 0 to 300, where he raps how he heard that a rapper close to him had gotten their chain stolen, and that they're trying to pay his friend Boss Top to get it back. The beef between Durk and Keef would seemingly continue on and off for years to come, although it would never escalate further, and mainly stayed out of the public's view. However, at the time, Durk would also have bigger problems than just rap beef, as in May 2014, his cousin OTF Nunu, aka Newski, who was also Durk's new up-and-coming artist, would be brutally murdered in his car while he was waiting for Durk, who had gone into...
Then I see somebody comment talking about praising killers, gang. Just because I said free bro don't mean I'm praising them. You feel me? Like, jail, nigga don't wish jail on nobody, gang. You feel me? But free Lil Durk.
a nearby store. Durk's ops then would use pictures that were taken of Durk grieving at the scene to mercilessly troll him online. But Durk's problems wouldn't end there, because in November 2014, he would once again get arrested and charged with another UUW, this now being his third gun case. But interestingly, this arrest would be the very same one where THF Bezu would be arrested and charged for a murder.
I ain't gonna lie, a couple motherfuckers just said I look like Bezu, you feel me?
But it wouldn't only be Bezu who would get slapped with murder charges. By the end of 2014, King Von from Oblong was also sat in jail awaiting trial over his murder case concerning a young man named Malcolm Stuckey. And in January 2015, Durk himself would even end up charged with murder too, after one of the guns found during their arrest would be matched to a 2013 murder of an innocent woman named Shanida Lawrence, who was shot whilst attending a gathering in Harris Memorial Park following a funeral of a family member, this park being near the hood of one of Lamron's oldest ops, the Brick Squad. However, the murder charge would eventually end up getting dropped, and even with Durk seemingly admitting ownership of the guns, where he dropped the legendary one-liner, "I got those pipes because MFs always be trying to take my bands," he would seemingly also get away scot-free with the UUW charges. But while Durk had yet again dodged a major bullet that could have ended his career, that career would actually hit somewhat of a rough patch during these years that followed the meteoric rise of the Chicago drill scene, as Durk would seemingly go through a long period where he would struggle to actually find his sound and get motion in music. His time at Def Jam would arguably lead to some not-so-successful experimentations, such as his association with French Montana's Coke Boys crew, or his relationship with the Detroit rapper Dage Loaf, which appeared as a publicity move for Durk in an effort to move him away from the drill sound to a more pop-oriented approach to music, as even Durk would seemingly admit in his 2016 song Like Me. But in 2016, Durk would end up parting ways with Def Jam, and while he certainly still had a sizable audience, it was clear that his career trajectory was pointing downwards, and this must have been a moment where Durk was under immense pressure to produce something that would get his name hot again and get his music respected in the streets once again after trying to go pop. And it just so happened that around this time, someone from Durk's old circle would get back into the streets, ready to put his crazy story out there for the whole world to hear. And that someone was none other than King Von. Lil Durk's most famous OTF signee, King Von, is often described as one of Chicago drill's best storytellers, and he's seen as probably the genre's most authentic voice. Von's real life truly matched the gritty and violent themes that he was rapping about, and in many ways, King Von was a larger-than-life character, a rapper that arguably single-handedly brought the Chicago drill genre back and took gangster rap to daring new heights. But also, unfortunately, in the streets, King Von was a prolific killer, with a rumored 7 murders under his belt, something that I've covered extensively on this channel in my long video, King Von, Rap's First Serial Killer. If you want to learn about those murders, go and watch that video, but in this video, I'll be digging much deeper into Von's relationship with Durk. As I mentioned earlier, King Von originally grew up in a hood called Killer Ward, located in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood, but he would later move to the infamous Parkway Gardens, better known as O Block, a hood that's been affiliated with Durk's Lamron set for a long time, when it was still known as Wick City, that meant wild, insane, and crazy, with both sets united by the fact that they rep the 64th Street, or 064. Durk and Von's friendship goes back long before Von's rap career, with Reddit rumors suggesting that they actually knew each other since the late 2000s or early 2010s, while Von himself would state in an interview that they'd known each other since Von was in the 6th or 7th grade.
Right.
How'd you guys meet? Growing up, same area, hoods, you know how that go.
Do you remember the first time you met her?
First time, nah. I would be outside, deep as hell, so probably first time.
Or maybe what age?
Around like 6th grade or something, 7th grade.
But didn't go to the same school?
Nah, I'm younger.
What we do know for sure is that Durk was known to hang out with members of O Block during the early 2010s, as can be seen from Chief Keef's August 2011 music video for the song Bang, where Durk can be seen with his Lamron partner, Lil Reese, supporting Sosa on his budding rap career. One story that underscores the bond between King Von and Lil Durk is from 2014, when Lil Durk supposedly lent King Von his watch to take to the prom of his then girlfriend at the time, a girl called Mena Red, who's actually the sister of Von's old friend, the rapper Tay 600, nowadays better known as Tay Capone. In an interview with Karen Civil, Durk would recall the story, explaining how Von would get locked up the very next day.
You know, we've been like locked in, like since we was younger. My brother Vernie put us into him, and we just started like, locking in real heavy. And well, I think we was going on prom. I gave him my watch to go on prom. He going on prom, he locked up the next day with it. So when he came out, he was like, oh yeah, we locked in. So that was crazy.
According to online rumors, the reason for Von's arrest would be a shooting that Von did on the way to prom with Lil Durk's very good friend Lil Varney. And there's actually a picture of King Von toting a pistol in a white prom suit that still circulates online. Now this was actually a shooting too that Von would later allegedly talk about in his song Don't Wanna Be Me, when he raps how the police would catch him right after the shooting, but Mena Red would seemingly attempt to claim their guns and take the case for them. Durk would then go to his Twitter and tell his followers to write to Von in jail, referring to him as his brother and saying how Von's gonna be home real soon. But that wasn't the case, as Von would eventually get charged charged with the May 2014 murder of a young man named Malcolm Stuckey. Von would later reveal that while he was locked up for this murder, Durk was one of the few people consistently taking care of him.
When I got locked up for the drama, like Durk was the main one supporting me to help me. So we got even closer when I was just in jail. Then I got out. He flew me out there with him. Got the rapping. So me and Durk, we like.
Von would eventually beat his charges and get released in December 2017, and Durk would almost immediately take him under his wing and out of the reckless street life that nearly destroyed his life. And soon after, King Von would sign to Lil Durk's OTF collective, and inspired by Durk's success, he too would turn to rap as a means of changing his life.
Right. Before they finish, I'm saying these two artists from Chicago who signed the OTF. So.
Okay, so that's Book right
Book
there.
is 600 and King Von. So
and they signed to you.
Yeah, actually, they got their own face and name, so they don't need me.
Oh, they don't need you. They don't need you. So.
My phone.
Durk would waste no time helping Von make his mark on the rap game, bringing him to the popular radio show The Breakfast Club shortly after Von had begun dropping his first songs, with Durk describing him as somebody with a gripping story.
Eddie, I ever just think about like how like this should be now. If I don't, never mind, he'd be part of the. He'd be locked up too. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping.
To tell, perhaps smoothly hinting to his secret past as a 7-time killer in his neighborhood.
King Von,
King Von,
K-I-N-G.
Made you want to sign King Von?
Cause he got a whole story behind him. You know what I'm saying? He from O Block.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That should speak for itself. But now I'm saying he just real. You know what I'm saying? His music, just real. It just, you know what I'm saying? It's my brother. I've been with him his whole journey in jail. And I ain't gonna lie, like he ain't never say nothing about rapping.
The interview actually featured an iconic moment where Charlemagne asked Von his story, and Von proudly boasted that he just beat a body in 2 attempts, even hinting that he did indeed do the murder and only got off due to Lil Durk helping him with an expensive lawyer.
What's your story?
My story, I just got out of jail for just beat a body in 2 attempts. Like, December? I just got out and started rapping.
So he was in jail for 2 murders?
Yeah, 1 murder and 2 attempts. I just beat.
How you beat that?
What you mean? I
mean, you didn't do it clearly, but I mean, like how? I mean, you have to throw young black boy in jail.
Like jury, jury, yeah, look,
That's expensive too, to take it to trial and all of that.
Yeah.
Hey man, if your brother got on $500,000 worth of jury, he gonna have a lawyer.
Von's breakout moment would come just weeks later in December 2018 with the song Crazy Story, a vivid depiction of a robbery gone wrong. The song's powerful storytelling captivated listeners and amassed over 100,000 views on its first day, which shocked even Von himself. But their shared success wasn't without turbulence, as it seemed that Von would bring the Chicago street mindset back to Lil Durk's life, who at this point had already seemingly moved on to bigger and better, more positive things, living the rapper lifestyle all the way out in Atlanta. In February 2019, not even a year after Von had signed to OTF and begun dropping music, Durk and Von would allegedly take part in an incident that would land them an attempted murder case in Atlanta. Allegedly, an altercation would take place outside of the Varsity restaurant, where Durk and Von, along with their friend and fellow OTF affiliate THF Bezu, as well as another Chicago rapper AAB Hella Bands, would allegedly shoot and rob a man by the name of Alexander Witherspoon. Police would claim that Durk was caught on camera during the incident, firing from his custom Jeep Trackhawk with a large 300 printed on the side. But the surveillance footage of the incident was seemingly from an angle that left much ambiguity to who had ultimately been the one shooting.
This is the car and this is the SUV. Okay. So you're going to see it in just 1 second.
So the car with the lights on was also...
That's the car that the gentleman was in. Like I said, if you're looking at it, hey guys, so in a minute you're about to see it.
Okay.
So I can't tell where he came up from, but you're going to see the green shoes in a minute. So look at right here. This is the car. The SUV behind it is the SUV. And all those girls are talking in the SUV. And in 1 second, you're going to see the guy get out tussling. It looks like they're in the back tussling. But you really can't tell what's going on. But if you see inside of that car, you see all that tussling. So this is the
whole time I'm trying to see what's going to happen. As soon as it gets to the part, they blur it out. Come on, man.
That's the guy with the green shoes. He's trying to push the door and all that. So I don't know if he has a firearm too, but I know he falls a couple of times.
Okay, there he is.
That's him. That's him steady running. He's steady running, and then you'll see him fall out in front of us. 2401. That car was shooting in that one too.
As weeks passed following the incident, Lil Durk and King Von continued their lives as if nothing had happened, while Atlanta police methodically pieced together their investigation. And in May 2019, the facade would come crashing down as King Von was ultimately arrested, with dramatic footage showing over 30 Chicago police officers swarming O-Block to take him into custody.
Ooh, I ain't never seen that shit. I ain't never seen this game.
Stay on the ground. Stay on the ground.
Gang,
Just don't resist. Don't resist.
gang, why y'all grab me? What the
Other footage would show King Von in the precinct after his arrest. Shortly after, Durk voiced his support on Twitter, simply writing, "Free Von." But then another tragedy would strike just a week later, when AAB Helaban's, real name Amir Golston, was gunned down outside of a Miami nightclub in the early hours of the morning. AAB Helaban's, who's from the so-called Wild 100s in the far south side of Chicago, had allegedly killed another rapper in 2015 who went by the name of Chris Smokes and belonged to a set called LSG 109th, also known as Kush Cowboys or T3 Gang. The LSGs, or Lynchman Sercon gangsters, have a long history, allegedly going back all the way to the original Supreme gangsters that preceded the Gangster Disciples, as well as the Black Gangster Disciple Nation alliance between the GDs and BDs that was formed between Larry Hoover and David Barksdale. Allegedly, 4 years after Helaban's had killed Chris, a member of the LSG by the name of Austin Hall would fly to Miami to kill Helaban's as revenge for his fallen friend, catching him in front of a busy nightclub.
And that's why they in this position, these niggas flying. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the body. They flying for the M. You know what I'm saying? Like,
with the assassination,
you gotta have money to go to war.
Being caught on video surveillance.
And Miami Beach police are releasing some surveillance video they say captures the shooter as he tries to run away. Newly released video obtained from the Miami Beach Police Department shows people running for their lives on South Beach. Moments later, this man is seen running diagonally across Washington Avenue. Miami Beach police now say they believe this is the man who opened fire, killing 24-year-old Amir Golston, better known as rapper AAB Helaban's, and sending another man to the hospital.
A Miami Beach spokesperson would later reveal that Helaban's had been wanted in Atlanta for the attempted murder and robbery case involving Durk and Von.
The victim in this case, it was wanted out of Atlanta PD. Actually, he had an active warrant for attempt.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just died, and y'all want to come on now, bro. Like, we mourning, like his people is mourning and shit. Y'all want to talk about what he did and what he, you know what I'm saying?
Attempted murder, armed robbery.
Meanwhile, according to the Chicago Police Department's website, 2 days after Helaban's death, THF Bezu would be arrested in Chicago as a fugitive from justice, allegedly tied to the same Atlanta shooting. However, despite Von and Durk's legal troubles, their music careers had flourished. Just weeks after Von's arrest for the shooting and robbery incident, the remix for his hit song Crazy Story featuring Lil Durk would drop, becoming a massive hit, even landing the track on the Billboard Global 200, being sat at a whopping 122 million views. 1 week after the release of this remix, Lil Durk took to Twitter to announce that he would be turning himself in for the same crimes the following day. But before doing so, he would actually sit down for a TV interview in his lawyer's office, where he claimed his innocence and vowed that he had moved past the street gang life of his youth.
You're about to surrender as we speak.
Yeah.
How come?
Because I have nothing to add. Like, I have nothing to run from.
A rapper's ride. Soon after we spoke, Durk Banks, a.k.a. the performer Lil Durk, emerged from his lawyer's space and headed toward an SUV. Soon after that, he stepped out in front of the Fulton County Jail. One of his lawyers says he was swiftly taken into custody there, having swiftly flown back to Atlanta after he found out he was wanted.
We found out we had a warrant. We actually on tour. Once I heard, I immediately came back.
He's willing to turn himself in and take care of what he needs to take care of.
We immediately canceled the tour.
He's got a multi-million-dollar salary music career going.
Did you do it? Did you shoot this man? Did you commit the other crimes of which you're accused?
No.
Banks indicated his lawyer told him not to discuss the specific facts of the case, but he confirmed what his attorney Manny Aurora said, that as a youth, Banks was drawn into the...
Why the fuck did you do it? Did you, like as if the nigga, yeah, I did it. You feel me? Why the fuck would you ask that dumbass question? You know, damn, come on now.
gang life that surrounded him in Chicago, but that's not who he is today.
I had a bad background, just growing up as a child, about father being incarcerated for 25 years, 26 years. So I had a rough past, but like me moving to Atlanta, I just thought that just changed my whole identity of thinking.
Not long after this, Durk and Von would appear together in what would become an iconic court appearance, solidifying their image as the evil twins, who weren't just rappers from the same area, but a dynamic duo of gangsters ready to get shooting at a moment's notice.
Banks released a single, Turn Myself In, the day he turned himself in. It's gotten almost 7 million views. The prosecutor charging this wasn't just a robbery and shooting, but gang activity. She put a Chicago detective on the stand to testify that Banks and Bennett are members of Chicago gangs.
Is it possible to continue your affiliation and even commit crimes when you move out of Chicago if you're in a different city or if a different area?
Yes, ma'am. Following some intense legal back and forths, which included testimonies from Lil Durk's pastor and record label, Durk would be granted a $250,000 bond in June 2019.
Okay. Lil Durk's pastor and record label all testified on his behalf, and at the end of it, the judge determined that the rapper is not a flight risk and granted him a $250,000 bond.
What about
Celebrating
Vaughn?
his release, he would hop on Instagram Live.
So he turned himself in and then bonded out. Where Vaughn at? You feel me? We know they had to go get Vaughn. Vaughn ain't finna turn himself. You know, so Vaughn with them niggas, he ain't turning himself in. So bro, Vaughn's still in this bitch at this point right here. And what happened? You know what, gang? That must have been a sign. You feel me? We ended off where we ended off, bro. We almost an hour down. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 more to go, which is approximately 9 more days. You know what I'm saying? 10 more days. Thug it out with me for 10 days, gang. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be right back tomorrow with part 5. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure let's get at least 15 likes. At least. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Appreciate the 100. Appreciate the 100. We're on the road to 200, man. We're on the road to 200 now, though. We ain't looking back. On the road to 200. Make sure you hit that sub button. Ski.